We are joined now from Auckland, New Zealand by cricket correspondent Zaahier, who attended both pre-match press conferences. Zaahier, AB de Villiers appears to have been in confident mood ahead of Tuesday morning's match. Is that the way he came across to you?
AB de Villiers, yeah, he was a lot calmer this week ahead of the semi-final. When last week in Sydney, he appeared very tense and he appeared very nervous and ahead of that quarter-final, and he said things like, "We won't choke." Fortunately, it worked out okay for him that South Africa did actually win the game, so it didn't come back to haunt him. But this week he was a lot more relaxed. He was a lot more confident in the fact that South Africa will go out there and do the business. He constantly says they just want to play a good game of cricket. That's his mantra basically for this week, and he thinks that South Africa have the ability to push New Zealand very, very hard and hopefully go over the line tomorrow.
Now, there is some history between these two sides after a spiteful clash in the quarterfinals 4 years ago, which the Kiwis won by 49 runs. Was there any mention of this in the presser?
Yes, definitely. I actually asked the questions about to both captains whether there will be a bit of verbals out there tomorrow. It's a semi-final after all, and then the stakes are high, and that's when temperatures do increase very quickly out in the middle. And AB and Brendan McCullum were very mature about the way they answered the question, with both captains saying that 4 years ago was 4 years ago, and that both teams have matured and grown since then, and they both don't expect an incident like that. They don't see that it should basically degenerate into something as bad as it was 4 years ago in Dhaka, where it was really a sight where players were climbing into each other and really having a few bad words. Brendan McCullum also stressed the fact that a lot of the South African players are actually his mates, considering they played together in the IPL. Example, Faf du Plessis, who was at the centre of the last row, he plays with Brendan McCullum and Tim Southee at the Chennai Super Kings, and that has helped the relationships between the two players, two teams at least. And McCullum has gone on record saying that regardless of the result, he hopes that he can walk into the South African dressing room after the game and share a few beers with the boys. So hopefully it doesn't degenerate, and the cricket is the ultimate the winner.
Okay, will the match be won or lost?
It's going to be very hard to really simplify it in one particular moment. I think that both teams are very evenly matched. I think that the New Zealand new ball pair in terms of Tim Southee and Trent Boult, they're very exciting, and they've really taken this World Cup by storm and really bowled well in New Zealand conditions. Likewise, you can never discount Dale Steyn and Morne Morkel. These are seasoned performers who have done it for years and years, and we all know that there's a performance within Dale, and he will produce one, and tomorrow is most likely that day. So in terms of the new ball pairings, that's quite evenly matched. The opening, the batsman Martin Guptill got a 200 for New Zealand in his last game. Brendan McCullum is an explosive force. In South Africa, you have Hashim Amla and Quinton de Kock, and followed by AB de Villiers and JP Duminy. So there's definitely a game that is very hard to call. I think basically, like all semi-finals, though, the key moments, the big moments, who handle the pressure of a game like that, that will be the defining moments. When that moment arises, and the team that doesn't tense up, that is the team that will walk out the winner tomorrow.
Your prediction, please, then, Zaahier, for the winner of this contest.
Her prediction, being South African, it's very difficult not to back the South Africans tomorrow. I think my thinking is, though, that New Zealand, as much as they are going to be spurred on by 41,000 spectators, New Zealand's gone cricket crazy. For the first time, the island has actually been taken over by the small ball game and not the oval ball game, with the All Blacks usually dominating the sport pages and the front pages. That's been taken over by cricket. So in terms of that, they will definitely have the support of the crowd, but I think that it's also going to add extra pressure on them. The fact that New Zealand themselves have never won a semi-final in six attempts, the fact that they were playing at home, the same like Martin Crow's team played in 1992, all of those factors, I think, might just weigh this team down. They have won 7 out of 7, and law of averages says they do a loss. So in that regard, I'm thinking South Africa they've come through a few tough games, and they will have the edge just very, very slightly, in possibly a game going down to the last few overs tomorrow.
Okay, Zaahier Adams, thank you for speaking to SNA.